We've all been there, right? That sinking feeling when your phone, which used to be so fast, just starts to drag. And if your first instinct is to hit the App Store for a cleaner app that promises a one-tap fix, well, you are definitely in the right place. We're about to dig into why that quick fix might actually be the thing slowing you down.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll talk about that slow phone problem that gets us all searching for answers. Then, we're going to travel back in time a bit to the early days of smartphones and see where these task-killer apps even came from. After that, we'll uncover the hidden genius inside your modern phone, expose the real trouble with cleaner apps, and finally, talk about a whole new way of thinking, working with your phone, not against it.
Okay, let's kick it off. We've all had that moment of pure frustration when your device just can't keep up anymore. There's actually a name for it, phone anxiety. It's a real thing.
And that anxiety leads you straight to this question, doesn't it? This feeling that your phone is just full of junk. And you know what? It's that exact feeling that has created a massive market for apps that promise to bring back that day one speed. So what's the first thing these apps do when you open them? Bam, they hit you with these super stressful, scareware-style messages. Big red warnings, flashing exclamation points. It's all designed to make you panic and feel like your phone is about to die unless you smash that optimize button immediately.
But hey, let's be fair, these apps didn't just pop up out of thin air. To really get why they're still around, we have to go back to a time when, believe it or not, these tools were actually kind of necessary.
Think way back to the early days of Android. I'm talking Eclair, Gingerbread. Phones back then had a tiny amount of memory, like shockingly small. So manually killing background apps wasn't just some clever trick. It was often the only way to get your phone to run properly. But fast forward to today, and your phone's operating system is so smart, this whole idea is completely outdated.
And that brings us to a really crucial point. Your phone today is incredibly intelligent. So let's pull back the curtain and look at the hidden smarts that make it run so well, all on its own.
The secret sauce here is a system called App Standby Buckets. It was introduced back in Android 9, and honestly, it's brilliant. Instead of treating every single app the same, your phone's OS intelligently sorts them based on how you actually use them. It gives power to what you need and saves it on what you don't.
So here's how it works. Your phone is constantly putting your apps into one of 5 buckets. Active is whatever you have open right now. Working set is for your daily drivers, your messaging app or social media. Frequent might be a game you play a few times a week. Rare is for that airline app you only touch when you travel, and restricted is for apps that are either using way too many resources or ones you haven't opened in forever. The system is smart. The lower the bucket, the less power it gets.
And look, this is the key. This quote comes straight from the Android developers themselves. The system is designed to work automatically. Trying to fight it or manually interfere is just going to cause problems. The whole point is to let it do its job.
Okay, so if the phone is so smart, what's the harm in giving it a little boost now and then? Well, this is where we get to the real heart of the matter, the unintended consequences of that so-called one-tap fix.
Here's the crazy part. When a booster app force closes another app, it's basically picking a fight with Android. Many apps are designed to restart their background services automatically if they get shut down. This creates a vicious cycle. The app gets killed, it restarts, it gets killed again, and this loop actually burns way more battery and processing power than if you just left the app alone in the first place.
So the bottom line is this. Using these apps today almost always leads to worse battery life, not better. They stress you out with those scareware tactics. A lot of them are funded by ads and collect your data, which is a huge privacy concern. And maybe worst of all, their junk cleaners can accidentally delete important stuff like your offline Spotify playlists or saved Google Maps because they can't tell the difference.
Really, it all comes down to 2 completely different philosophies. On one side, you have the old-school booster apps, all about intervention, control, and fighting the system. On the other side, there's a new approach emerging, an explainer model, focused on clarity and education, where everything happens privately on your device. It's a huge shift from trying to control your phone to actually understanding it.
So what's the better way forward? Well, it's a whole new philosophy built on transparency. It's about shifting away from trying to fix a problem you don't even understand to actually getting real insight into what's happening under the hood.
This slide just nails the change in mindset perfectly. The old goal was all about control. Kill this app, delete that file. The new goal is clarity, understanding why your battery drained so fast yesterday, or why an app is using data. It's about becoming a smarter, more informed phone owner.
And the way this works is actually pretty cool. It's all built on an offline-first, privacy-first model.
Your data never leaves your phone. No ads, no trackers. The app simply taps into your phone's own built-in diagnostic tools and translates all that technical jargon into simple, useful information for you.
And here's what that looks like in the real world. Instead of a scary warning, an educational app tells you a story using your phone's own data. It might say something like this, giving you a calm, simple explanation. There's no fear, no panic, just useful information.
This new way of thinking also rethinks how we measure performance. So instead of a big red danger sign, you might see something like this, a simple phone health score. But, and this is important, this is not a grade you need to stress about.
Think of it more like a digital pulse. It's just a quick, calm way to see if things are running normally. It's a non-judgmental health check, designed to lower your anxiety, not raise it.
All right, let's bring this all home. The future of keeping your phone healthy isn't about handing over control to some aggressive app. It's about gaining clarity so you can be a smarter phone owner yourself.
The process is really simple. First, it explains what your phone is up to in plain English. Second, it helps diagnose any weird patterns. And third, the most important part, it empowers you with knowledge. It doesn't scream, delete this app. It explains what the app is doing so you can decide if it's worth the trade-off. In fact, you can do this right now. Go into your phone settings, find the battery section, and look at the usage details. That's the first step to understanding, not just reacting.
So, if you only take away a few things today, let it be these. Your modern Android phone is really good at managing itself. Those booster apps are usually not necessary and can actually make things worse. Understanding why your phone does what it does is way more powerful than any one-tap fix. And true optimization? That comes from clarity, not from control.
And that leaves us with one last question to think about. In a world where our phones are so important to us, maybe it's time to stop trying to constantly fix them with a magic button and finally start taking the time to understand them. Thanks so much for tuning in.